Here is another voicemail, also about the 6-game suspension.
Good morning, Dave. This is Cassius, the quintessential Cleveland Browns fan. What I want to say is I was listening to Louis Riddick on Get Up this morning, and he, like so many other people, are talking about how Deshaun only got a 6-game suspension, even though he was accused of misconduct with 25 women, and how other players have got suspended for equal amount of time or 4 games for PED, performance-enhancing drugs, and how they felt his suspension, that being Deshaun Watson, should have been more. What they don't understand is when the player is suspended for PED use, well, he's been found guilty of that. He has been proven that he used those drugs. Deshaun Watson wasn't found guilty of anything. They got to understand that he maintains his innocence. Now, he was suspended for making the league look bad and maybe bad choices, but no criminal act and nothing went against it. So 6 games, I think, is fair, is what I said all along. What do you think, Dan?
And as always, we appreciate that. Tim, we dealt with this a little bit earlier, and Mike Florio kind of pointed out, the Ridley 1-year suspension for gambling, that has to do with the integrity of the league. The PEDs has to do with kind of giving yourself an advantage. This is off of the field, doesn't minimize what it is, but it's a different set of rules and a different feel for the league. Now, again, the league is concerned about its reputation and the way it looks, because it's an entertainment business that relies on people to buy tickets and want to see the product. That's the reason that the league is going to suspend, Deshaun Watson for that.
Yeah, and I mean, even if you look at Judge Robinson's findings, we know that obviously Deshaun Watson was not indicted by 2 separate grand juries in the state of Texas. Just because you're not indicted on criminal charges doesn't mean you're clear on the personal conduct policy. And obviously from Judge Robinson's report, she found 3 violations of the policy, which is different from the court of law. I mean, it's similar, I guess, to pretty much any clause you sign with an employer. I mean, if you do things that make your employer look bad, I mean, there's consequences for that. That's the reality of it. But, I think along with a lot of other people, we've seen the same tweets like, why does Calvin Ridley get a season, whereas Deshaun Watson gets only 6 games? And it's like you said, there are different parts of the collective bargaining agreement. And because of those different parts, you're going to get different types of suspensions. Watson's suspension involves obviously, conduct detrimental to the image of the league, no question about it. Calvin Ridley, I mean, we're talking gambling, so that's a very different offense. And that's why you got the year. Obviously, you mentioned PED suspension. That directly impacts a player's performance. So, yeah. I mean, you're talking completely different animals. The CBA is just a massive collection of rules and regulations to follow. It's just a question of where your incident kind of lands. And with Watson, personal conduct policy is just really where it happened to fall.